or what is shorter, or whatever.
Yep, this is Auto Club Speedway, which had its final race in this configuration earlier this year. A bit sad, but it is how things go. They're actually turning short track thing. So this, you could call it a remembrance, you could call it an homage, but this is Apple Valley Speedway in rFactor2. It's original to the sim, I believe, created by ImageSpace Incorporated. But of course, everyone knows it as Fontana, or alternately Auto Club Speedway, which has been its latest name. It was Fontana for the longest time. I think it's called California Speedway at some point in its life as well, if I'm checking back far and maybe a little bit guessing. But yes, so today is going to be a really exciting race. This is a very wide circuit. You can see from the cars doing their practice laps now, this is about 5, 6, or I would say you could even stretch it to 7 cars wide in spots if you were using the apron. And yeah, so there's a lot of opportunity for wheel-to-wheel racing. If one guy goes to block, the other guy can just go to a different part of the track because there will be tarmac there. So this is always an interesting, really, really fun circuit. It is a big, fast circuit. The wide track really allows for some really, really, broad lines. There's a lot of different ways to race this track quickly. You see some of these drivers are running high on the outside, sticking to that wall for the aerodynamic benefit. Some drivers are going outside to outside, very familiar sort of look. And then some drivers, because this is such a wide circuit, are actually kind of trying to stay a bit more towards the inside. That's the one I've seen the least of, but I have seen a few drivers do that, at least one. Although I didn't catch their number. But there's a lot of different ways that this track can be run. A lot of really, really cool strategy that can play out over these, 100 laps?
Yeah, it's 2 miles, it's 100 laps. One thing that I want to say is, you say that it's quite wide. On the other hand, the drivers have been reminded of an unwritten NASCAR rule, and that is to not go 3 wide. That it won't be penalized, but it will be frowned upon if the drivers go 3 wide. They expect, if you find a 2 wide situation in front of you, for you to hold back and not go 3 wide. This is one point, and the other, I'm superimposing the track, and as you can see, this track is like half an oval or something like that, because the side opposite to the pits is straight, while the side in with the pits continues in a curve. So it's a very interesting configuration. Unluckily, not the configuration that's gonna stay forever and ever. This is something that I think they have to change, or they are going to change. But I think it's very interesting that it's not just turn left, press on the throttle and forget everything, because the two straights, to call them that, have different configurations.
Sort of, could you repeat that last bit? I think we may have cut out for our viewers there for just a second.
Ooh, okay. So I'm saying that the two straights, to call them that, have different configurations to each other, as the one is a straight and the other isn't.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Cool. So, you might just be cutting out for me. I don't know. Anyways, it's going to be an exciting race. Right now in the practice session, we have 12 drivers on the grid, which is kind of small. We were hoping for a larger turnout. especially for being a NASCAR super speedway sort of race. But of the drivers that we do have, it's sure to be some exciting wheel-to-wheel action. We're excited to tell some cool stories, and of course, what better to start a season with a place like Fontana.
And this is gonna be a long NASCAR season. They have a ton of races set up in everywhere, so to speak. Let me check it for a moment. Oh. We have races in Fontana, which you're seeing. Next week, Las Vegas and Atlanta, Richmond, Dover, Kansas, Darlington, Charlotte, Sonoma, Michigan, Texas, and Daytona. Those are in the regular season. Then we go into the playoffs, because this is similar to real-life NASCAR. Playoffs starting on the 6th of August. Bristol, Watkins Glen, Homestead, Miami, Pocono, Talladega, Martinsville, and the finale in Phoenix. That's gonna be 19 races on NASCAR cars. They call it Stockcar because licenses, but these are, make no mistake, NASCARs, and in different lengths, of course, depending on, or different number of miles, because they do all the same number of laps.
Well, we look forward to commentating this series pretty much in its entirety for you guys. So stick around, follow along, and experience the story of the Stockcar 2023 ASRC season.
We are on practice, but don't worry, the practice is not gonna take 1 hour 24 long. If it does, I kill these guys because they told me differently. In theory, we should be in quali, but it seems that it's... So we're going into qualifying for 5 minutes, then warm up for... Aye! Yeah, that's something that will happen often, kissing the wall. Qualifying for 5 minutes, then warm up for 5 minutes, and then we start the race. 200 miles, kinda 100 laps, or 2.5 hours, depending on what takes longer. There are no driver or team standings at the moment for us to show you that would make sense, because this is the first race. They did a test race to see how for all of them, and race control to see how it works, but that of course had no points at all. Therefore, this is the first race, and all teams and all drivers are at 0 points, much like Germany yesterday in Eurovision.
Tell me more about that.
I don't know much about that because I don't follow it. I just saw the news today. Oh, Germany didn't get any points. And I asked a couple of friends of mine, so was the song any good? And they said, well, it was as mediocre as everything else in Eurovision. And I said, okay, whatever. I don't follow that stuff, so...
To know how long they are planning for practice. Hopefully we'll get underway with qualifying very shortly.
I'm gonna check their Discord to see if there's been changes. If I'm silent... Okay. It seems the race doesn't start until 2100.
2100 your time or my time?
My time, but that's wrong.
Oh. All right. Well, folks, we may have had a mix-up here.
Yeah, but they said 2000 GMT and 1900 GMT, and 1900 GMT is 2000 CET. So.
Yeah, so that would be starting in 50 minutes from now. So here's a fun fact. With Fontana being set in California, it has been the location of actually a few shooting places for Hollywood. The movie Herbie Fully Loaded, filmed here. The Bucket List in 2007, that was filmed here. Charlie's Angels had a scene, the 2000 movie Charlie's Angels, which my girlfriend is a fan of. Shout out, hi Abby. And then I believe most recently, Ford v Ferrari shot the Daytona scenes, the 1970s or 1960s, sorry, Daytona scenes at Auto Club because it was, I guess, close and the closest thing visually resembling classic Daytona. It has been the home to 24 NASCAR Cup races as of 2014. So this info is a little bit out of date, but as of 2014, there were 3 drivers, I believe, who had raced in every single race at Fontana. One of those was definitely Jeff Gordon, one of them was Jeff Burton, and then I believe Bobby Labonte was the third one. Top speed recorded at Auto Club Speedway was actually 241 miles an hour in a 2000 IndyCar. I don't know the exact car, but it's 241 miles an hour around these turns. Awesome. you can see these cars as they go around the track here practicing. This track is, as we mentioned at the top, going to be converted, or actually it's going to be reconfigured. I didn't mention what it's going to be configured into, and that is actually, it's going to be turned into a short track. They're taking, basically think that little stretch at the start-finish straight, and they are just turning it around and having a loop. Very, very small short track loop there. I don't know what they're going to do with the rest of the infrastructure, if that's going to remain at all, but in its current form, it will cease to exist come 2025, I think. They're saying that they won't be ready in 2024 at least. Give you guys some lap times here. So it looks like the average lap time is around the mid 39-second range, like 39.5. Your fastest lap so far set in practice is by Hero Kalea. Apologies for butchering that, perhaps, but he did a 39.042. Quite impressive. And then about a tenth off, or I guess a little over a tenth off, would be Alexander Meshkov, showing that he, along with Hankjan Steneker, who is a tenth off of that, actually less than a tenth off of that, like 400ths, 200ths off of that. Sorry, math. And they are showing that they can be quick drivers in anything you put them in, pretty much. They are quick in Indy cars, as we've seen. We've seen them quick in GT cars, if I recall correctly, and here they are in stock cars, being very quick, very versatile, and overall awesome. Great challenger for Kalea. Another familiar face that you may recognize, or familiar name that you may recognize, is Dmitry Malakar. And he's rounding out the top 5, 39.463.
flames. There's a car on flames. All right, we're back, or at least I am back. We had a mess up with the times. As the ASRC always puts the times in GMT, and I'm an old fart who always thinks GMT is UK time, and UK time would have been right, but GMT is 2 hours in front of CET, and I hate time zones. Okay, I'm okay now. At any minute now, we should be starting with qualifying, 5 minutes, then 5 minutes of warm-up, and then we'll start with the race. As I was saying, is the first race of the Stockcar 2023 series by the ASRC, and it's all gonna be on ovals because this is following Nascar. As you can see, the cars are quite NASCAR-ish. I only don't know why the onboard is not an onboard, but, well, yeah, kind of an onboard. In any case, it's NASCAR-ish, everything on ovals. Today we are in Fontana, which looks like this. As you can see, it's not a complete oval. It's got one side of the track that is straight, and the other, the side of the pits, is also oval. So you have to set up your car differently, and hey, we're seeing in practice what I hope we won't be seeing during the race. Cars flying out. Okay, seems that we're going into quali. Yes sir, we are. In a minute now. We have 23 drivers expected for this race at Fontana. 200 miles? Yeah, 200 miles. Or 2.5 hours, depending on what takes less time. Unluckily, because of my mess up with the times, Cody had to go already. But he'll be here next week for the next race. Check. Next race, Las Vegas 200. As he had planned his day differently, according to my wrongly given times. Okay, we have the first drivers out. As you can see, it seems to be quite slippery. Also, as far as I know, the ASRC drivers are not that accustomed to driving on oval, as we could see in the last months with their IndyCar races on ovals. But it'll come, it'll come. It'll come. They don't have that much time to set up a time, so I hope are going to get in the next minute or so, or they won't be setting a time. I'm talking about time. Tomorrow at 2100 also we'll start the ASRC Russell Cup on Renault Clios with the first race in Croft, the British track of Croft. Tomorrow I expect Ike to be able to join me and we'll have some fun. Valle is setting good times, 38.6. And I know that in the States they normally use the max speed during a timed lap, but that's not data that I can offer you right now. I would have to start with paper and pen and calculations and all that, and you don't want me suffering, do you? Only 50 seconds and not many have set up a time? Oh yes, they have. I just was looking the other side. 20 of the drivers have set up a time, and the others, I suppose, are right now on it. So they are using up to the last second. Alright, qualifying has ended. The first 4 places are gonna be Fabian Valle, Stanislav Pavlov, Hero Calleja, and Dominic Siska. These being the first race of the whole season, the team and pilot standings are all at 0. Warm up. have a car sideways on the warm-up. I fear this is something that we're gonna be seeing in the race. Okay. Valle was going into pits. All right. Of course, you'll be recognizing some of the names from the IndyCar season because some of the drivers on the ASRC try to drive every one of the series that they have. People like Zenkov, Nascar, Komerut, Van Leuven. We have a lot of drivers we already know, and I hope that those drivers will have learned a little bit better to drive on ovals. Where I expect we'll have a lot of new drivers with the plus and the good and the bad sides that those things bring is tomorrow in the Russell Cup, Clio Cup. As far as I know, that cup is full. I think they already have 30 drivers, so anyone who wants to drive the Russell Cup now and is not inscribed will be put in the waiting list. All helps are off. Damage is at 100% normally. Fuel usage, tire wear and mechanical failures are also realistic, normal. So we expect to see careful driving. On the other hand, any care that you take in driving helps nothing if you're not accustomed to drive these type of cars on these type of tracks. And it seems that some have some issues with the setup. We're seeing drivers losing control. On the other hand, this is the warm-up. I hope this is not going to be typical in the race, or we're gonna have a lot of yellows. Warm-up has ended. Just let me tell you that the Cup is divided into 12 races regular season and 7 races playoffs. So until July 30th, we'll have the regular season, and then those who were at least at 50% of the regular season races, or at half of the races, will be available for the playoffs. In the playoff, the points that the drivers get are different. Of course, everybody, so the points that they do in the playoffs will get added to the points they did in the regular season. Waiting for the race to start. Typical NASCAR, it will be a rolling start. We're waiting for a couple of drivers who had some issues with network, game crashing. Yuck. You don't want to see that. The last you want to see. Any minute now. While I don't know how he was able to get on the track, we have one driver on the track. No, not anymore.
Non-essential personnel.
All right. Are going to start the race quite soon. Behind the pace car, as always, and then a rolling start. All right, here we go. Race officially started behind the pace car as it's customary, but still. And after one lap, which are very short here at Fontana, we'll get to racing. any bets are open, how long it takes until the first yellow. As you can see, this has been set up as a night race, which could mess up the tires and the temperatures and all that. Yeesh. Car is gone. And we are racing. Everyone trying to get some positions. Everyone trying to get the best of the others, but for now everything is more or less quiet. Why the game? Oh, and we have the first one going off. And of course, mayhem. Not even one lap, and we have the first car losing control. And as the judging by the way the cars are driving, safety car is been called. Or not? There we go. Not even one lap, and we had the first drivers losing control. Checking for now, nobody DNF'd. Oh yes, Hank Young's Stockcar seems to be at least in pit. Let's see if he's gonna DNF or not. Calleja is also going in pit, as is Zenkov. Let's see if they just repair or if they have to abandon the race. More than those in pit now. I suppose some are using the opportunity to get into pit, but it's much too soon. I mean, why would you go into pits? Makes no sense. First DNF, that's Curtis Gregory. A pity. As you may or may not know, piling up behind the pace car in NASCAR is done in 2 lanes and not only in one, as we're accustomed from, for example, Formula 1. If you see drivers that are 1 lap behind or 2 lap behinds, don't worry, laps are so short here that it's quite easy to get 1 lap behind as soon as you go into pits. The fastest lap that we had on qualifying was 38 seconds, so that's how fast you get around Montana. Fontana, not Montana. Xavier, you misled me. I was thinking Fontana but said Montana. Eh. Been told that in the US this is the perfect opportunity to go get your hot dog. It's similar to baseball. Fontana, whatever. Some Tana. I could say Santana. Great musician. Alright, lights are off on the whatchamacallit, pace car? And we're gonna go racing once again. Let's see how long without yellow. Place your bets, place your bets. And pace car is gone. We're gonna be racing real soon now. There we go, racing. Oh, and I'm seeing something that is frowned upon, and that's 3 wide. Okay, a change in the front. Van Leuven is now first, Pavlov second, Balje dropping like a stone. All drivers trying to get an advantage. Pavlov, Monreal, Balje. Man, things are happening here. So Pavlov has been able to get some space. Oh, and we see the next car going off. And that's gonna be the next yellow. Pretty sure. Quite easy to lose control if you're not accustomed to the way that Nascars behave. Not seeing anyone in pits. So things have changed a little bit. Now we have Pavlov, Monreal, Balje, Ignatenko and Van Leuven in the first 5 places. The pace car. All right, first drivers going into pits. Maybe pits were closed until now. I did not check. Some cars unlapping. That's something that the ASRC does often, and that is allowing cars in pace car phases to unlap themselves. Are not set up correctly in this track, because sometimes it feels as if the sim would have some issues, but it's the cameras. On the other hand, the sim is having some issues, and I don't know why. Or maybe it's the netcode, I don't know. Well, at least in this second full course yellow, it seems we did not lose any drivers at all, at least from what I can see here. Still have 22 of 23 drivers who started in the race. are still behind the pace car. And officially on lap 12. We should start a betting pool of how many laps are done behind the pace car and how many not. Lights are off on the pace car. Gonna see it going away soon and restarting the race soon. Still with 22 drivers out of 23. For now, we have Pavlov. What are they doing? They're already exchanging places while they are in the line behind the pace car. So Pavlov, Monreal, Valle, Ignatenko and Van Leuven are on 1st to 5th place. Let's see how this is going to change once the pace car goes in and the race restarts. Pace car's gone. And we're racing again. A lot of cars on 3 wide. How things are unraveling. There was one car going squirrely, and there is one car going squirrely, but he saved it. No, we have yet another car. Ooh. So we had some yellows, but I don't think we have a need for a pace car yet, as the drivers were able to regain control of the car. Or? No, we have full course yellow again. For these full course yellow, as the cars had regained control, so now we have pace car for no apparent reason as far as I can see. Left. have much time to race, so we don't have many changes at the front. off on the pace car. And we have a couple more DNFs with Van Leuven and Zenkov added to Gregory. Car's gone. And we're racing again, and already one on the wall. He's able to keep kinda control. And at the front we have Ignatenko, Valle, Pavlov, Dorn, Van Dorn, and somebody going off there. Ignatenko, Valle, Pavlov, Van Dorn. And for now, the first two places are safe, but the following places are not. Pavlov, Van Dorn, Ziska battling. Full course yellow again. Information of why Van Leuven is on why Van Leuven abandoned the race. His wheel just stopped, which of course is not something that you want to have when you're racing. back into racing with Ignatenko first, Pavlov second, Van Dorn third. Let's see how long it takes for things to change and how long it takes for us to see the next full course yellow. Balje now overtook Van Dorn. Pavlov is quite near to Ignatenko, and if these Nascars are built the same way that the real-life Nascars, that means that he is very much in the draft. Alright, we have the first places already a little bit separated from each other, not too much, not importantly. One little bit of draft and they're gonna get... Ooh! Balje hit the wall heavily. And Pavlov is going for it. Pavlov going for it, and he's now the leader. Pavlov, Ignatenko, Balje now places 1, 2, and 3. But Ignatenko now goes on the inside and gets his leadership back. And we have full course yellow once again. lights are off on the pace car. Pace car's gone. I got a penalty. I'm gonna be looking later what it was about. And we're racing again. Ignatenko going on the outside, I suppose, to get better impulse through the curve. Liska already overtaking Van Dorn, but yeah, making it stick. And again, we have some cars going off. I suppose this is the next full course yellow. Absolutely. So, Palai, who now has DNF'd, got a penalty, a stop and go penalty for illegally passing before green. We've not been able to talk to Palai to know if he just rage quit or if he had other issues. Case out of the 23 that started, we still have 18 cars on track. The lights have gone off the pace car and will be resuming the race once again quite soon. Who knows for how long though. Goes in. Komerud got a penalty. And we're racing again, with Ignatenko being able to get off from the pack quite fast. And the rest being quite near yet, but Francisca near on the outside, trying to get the better, but no. Ooh, who was that? Was it Frandorn or Meshkov who kissed the wall slightly? Alright, so we have Pavlov and Siska still duking it out. And we had a hit. Ooh. But no yellow. Now at least. Siska and Pavlov. Ooh. Sisa's car got a little bit squirrely there. Kept it on the track. So we have Ignatenko, Pavlov, Siska, Van Doorn, and Meshkov in positions 1 to 5. Ignatenko trying to get away, having the fastest time for now. Fastest time in quali was a 38 something. He did a 40.2. Let's see what is happening down the pack. So Siska, Van Doorn, Meshkov are still near to each other, although Pavlov is getting... Oh no, exactly. Pavlov is going away, getting away from the others. See a couple of gaps already starting. Now Pavlov does the best time, 39.8. With Ignatenko just being 51 thousandths of a second slower. We have Ignatenko behind a lapped car, as far as I can see. Komerud it could be. Siska now getting the draft from the lapped car and trying to decide where to go. Easy. And getting the draft from Pavlov. Trying to find some place. Place to go. Now Siska on the inside. He's gonna be able to make it stick. Think so, at least for now. Pretty sure Pavlov is already waiting for the next opportunity. But Siska is able to get away, so we concentrate on Pavlov against Van Dorn. And Van Dorn goes on the inside. I don't know if Pavlov just had an issue or something, because he's dropping down positions and not being able to recoup those positions. But he's trying now. On the outside. Are you sure about that? Yeah, it doesn't make it stick. But now on the inside. And for now, he is not. But yeah. Right. There. Oh, Siska has been moving up and now is making Ignatenko's life a little bit more difficult. Getting in hitting distance. First base. Deciding. For now, staying behind. Ooh, and his car went a little bit sideways. You don't want to see that. Tires should be warm enough for now. And now going on the inside. Not making it stick. I think we'll have some Ignatenko Siska for a while. What's happening behind? Oh. Yeah. Siska on the inside. And just barely. No. He was first for a very slow moment, and to get all the draft that he can. And we have yellow. And we have full course yellow. I don't know exactly what happened there. Seems an issue with Ty Siller. In any case, we are once again on fours. So, following your wish, which is your command. One thing that many people don't understand about oval racing is that it's a lot about getting enough draft, which on Nascar happens more often than on IndyCar, and it's a lot about strategy. For example, we're seeing that many of the drivers are going into pits right now using the pace car phase because the tires are already a little bit worn down. Almost everyone is going. The tires are very much worn down, and they may be also low on fuel. especially in oval racing and in NASCAR more than on IndyCar, you can expect pace car phases. Therefore, you play a little bit with the tires and the fuel strategy as you think. And in professional NASCAR racing, they of course use a ton of statistical information. You think about, okay, how probable is that we're gonna get a pace car until lap so and so, and then you get less fuel or put the tires from or use the tires more strongly or whatever. So it's strategy and drafting, which is up to a point part of the strategy. And wall riding, but they forbid that for this season, which is a pity because it was a cool moment. Yeah, Alexei, rooting for somebody who's DNF'd already is, well... Of course, these pit stops have changed the grid a little bit, but I expect this to again change as soon as we are racing again. Oh, absolutely, you can root for Zenkov. You're completely right. I just don't expect him to win this race. But there's always next week. I think if he restarts the server, he is gonna feel the ban hammer and the heat from the other drivers. But yes, he could. A lot of things that he could and many others could. The question is, should they? Alright, the reason Balje DNF'd is that he's gotta get up in 6 hours and go to work, and well, it would have been too long for him to stay up and drive, and yeah, I imagine in something like 4 hours like getting only 4 hours sleep would not have been good for his job. Car lights are off. I already see some on 3. Was a thing of the perspective. All right. Hector Comerud trying to get as fast as possible near the end of the line after serving his penalty. He may make it still before they start racing. Now he is on the opposite side, so I think he'll be able to make it. Catching up, he's catching up. There you go. Oh, he arrived just in time. Restart to the restart of the race. And here we go. Stockcar, Erkan, Ignatenko places 1 to 3, but these may change soon. And we'll see one car in the wall. Just keeping. And again another, and we see a car sideways, and this is gonna be yet again a full course yellow. The next DNF. Erkan had to abandon the race. It seems his car had an issue. Erchan? Let me know how I pronounce your name right, mate. Of course, we're seeing some of the cars going into pits, and Ignatenko regains the leadership place. Not looking. Siska has come back to 4th place. Restart here is gonna be interesting again, as we have those who were fighting for first positions 2 pace cars ago, or until 2 pace cars ago, are gonna be fighting for leadership positions once again. Are out on the pace car. Let's see, pace car is gone. We already see some argy-bargy from Siska. Drivers trying to get the better position. With Ignatenko keeping the first place. Ooh, his car gone sideways, and we have the next. What happened? And Siska's car also going there. So Ignatenko lost control all by himself, which is a pity. So I'm reading up details about the track. The Automobile Club of Southern California became the title sponsor of the raceway, so he could make it the track's official name. The naming rights for 10 years are 50 to 75 million. I ask myself, is it really worth it? I mean, I know many sports places sell the naming rights and whatever, but like, really? Must be worth it, I suppose, but I'm a little bit surprised. 75 million to have one car track in the name of your company. Although the 24 hours of Rum Le Mans has a nice ring to it, right? So from my perspective, Meshkov's and the pace car are together. Now not anymore. Heavens to Betsy, what happened there? So maybe we'll start an Indiegogo so that we can buy the naming rights of the Le Mans track? Come on, who wants to add the first $5? We buy the naming rights of Eau Rouge. If there was a real live person in the pace car, it would be the one leading the most laps in this race. I agree. But this is the Sims pace car. This track being near Las Vegas, it has seen some movie action, as was to be expected. Did I say Las Vegas? Los Angeles! Oh my god, is it really only water what I'm drinking? So, this track is near Los Angeles. And therefore, movie teams seem to choose it for filming. So, it was in 2007's The Bucket List. It was used as if it would be the Daytona in Ford versus Ferrari. And if you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. Very interesting. It was used somehow in Cars, which is a movie I find extremely boring. And it was used in Charlie's Angels, 2000 Charlie's Angels. So at least it has one reason to live. Oh, and I just read that the plans they had to redo the track are on hold now, as they are not sure if Nascar is gonna continue racing here or not. Lights are off in the pace car. I had read about the plans to redo it and I thought they were already on it, but I read that they have paused it. Pace car going away. And we haven't started racing and they are already messing around. Ay, ay, ay. That's not gonna be a race for long if they continue this way. So we have Seiler on first, Van Dorn on second, Meshkov on third. No, Meshko on second now. Let's see how it comes out of the first corner. Meshkov, Seiler, Van Dorn. But this is not gonna be staying this way for long. You wanna bet? On first, Seiler on second, Van Dorn on third. And Meshkov is getting away. Ty Seiler now being overtaken by Van Dorn. And from the inside comes Kowalski. And Kowalski takes second place. Interesting. Well done. Jakub Kowalski, who we already saw in action on the IndyCar. He's on second, but Stockcar is very near, as is looks like it. Eshkov, on the other hand, at the front for now, getting away. Kowalski, Stockcar, Pavlov having a go at it. All very near to each other, drafting, going at the side. Oh, it looks as if off. There's a lot going on that group. Every corner, a different car in front. Oh, Kowalski, Pavlov, Van Dorn, Stockcar. No, it's not a battle for first. Yeah, it's more a battle for second. 20 laps remaining. See if we can do them all not on yellow. Please. And we have Meshkov, Pavlov, Kowalski, Van Dorn, Stockcar, Seiler, but on that group things are moving. Meshkov must be very happy that these guys are having a go, because he can stay on first without many issues and many complications. Especially the group with Stockcar, Sisker, Seiler. Aye! And Seiler touches Siska or Van Dorn. He keeps driving. Keep on green. Oh, and there's a car going off in the distance. And we have a full course yellow. I didn't see exactly how that started. I just saw the car going, so I don't know if he was touched by anyone. But Meshkov was already 3 seconds away. Now that's gonna be reduced to 0. 0, you know what I mean. So, have I told you guys that we have tomorrow a wonderful race of the Russell Cup on Renault Clios in Croft? 2100 CET, and go ahead and look up what the time zones are for everyone else, because it's for sure that I'm not a time zone master. having messed up the time zone of the start of this race. By the way, Hector Comenot was, for some strange reasons, technical reasons from within the sim, disqualified. Now he is rejoining the race, as there was no reason for him being disqualified. And Van Dorn going to extreme lengths, not cool off the tires, which is an issue with these long pace car phases. Next week we are in Las Vegas, by the way, which I hope was the reason that I said Las Vegas when I was trying to talk about Los Angeles, but who knows. If Las Vegas rings a bell, is because it's become infamous, as there was a big pileup of Indy cars in 2011 with I think it was 4 or 5 of the drivers being so severely injured that they had to be brought to the hospital. And of course, the death of Dan Weldon. I think Nascar is still driving there, if I remember correctly. IndyCar is not driving there anymore since then. Official laps to go, and we're still behind the pace car. Lights on the pace car are out. To pits, and we're gonna be starting soon. And we haven't even started, and already the first car is turning. But we're keeping on green, it seems. Okay.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Pavlov first, Kowalski second, Van Dorn third, Stockcar fourth, Meshkov ninth, and we have full course here. 8 laps to go. Let's see how many of these 8 we're gonna be really racing. 25. And it very much feels as if 85 of those laps have been behind the pace car. Lights are out on the pace car, by the way. Let's see if we get the last 5 laps without a full course yellow. Drivers trying to get the better position. Pace car going out, and we haven't even started the race, and already we have cars turning. This race is going to be finished behind the pace car. So, I very much suppose that after this race, the race stewards are gonna have a lot to watch and a lot to discuss, but for now, and within the 2 laps that are still left in this race, which are going to be behind the pace car, we have Pavlov on first, Van Dorn on second, Kowalski on third, Stockcar on fourth, Ignatenko on fifth, Meshkov on sixth, Siska on seventh, Iskovacs on eighth, Seiler on ninth, and Salazar on 10th. A race with much less pace cars, at least that's what I hope, is going to be the Russell Cup start in Croft tomorrow. As far as I understood, we have a grid of 30 cars, 30 drivers on wonderful Renault Clios, which is a great car, especially if you are a beginner. Tomorrow, 2100 CET, and go ahead and calculate how much that is in wherever you are, because if I try to do it myself, I'm gonna mess it up again. And next week, Las Vegas 2100, and let's see what out of the discussions within the week is gonna come out, so that the next race is not a pace car race, and especially is not gonna be finishing behind the pace car. So we are in lap 100, but rFactor2 is telling me it's lap 100 from 102, so it seems that it, in any case, wants to end the race not behind the pace car. That's gonna be interesting to see. And now rFactor2 is telling me the race is 103 laps long. And 4. Voila. Lights are off on the pace car. And fingers crossed that we get 2 laps without an incident, which seems not to be easy. doing argy-bargy there, almost hitting each other instead of keeping a safe distance to each other. That's not gonna go well.
Green flag, go, go, go!
Pace cars off, and we're racing again. Pavlov first, Kowalski second, Van Dorn third, Stockcar fourth, Van Dorn dropping like a stone. And somebody's losing control all by himself. Yep. Going off track. Pavlov, Ignatenko, Kowalski, no, Kowalski, Ignatenko, there's a lot going on there. Pavlov getting away, Ignatenko also getting away, but we have Stockcar and Kowalski. With Siska behind and now taking the inside line and getting into, yes, hitting his partner. Fantastic, great, well done. Most of the other cars avoiding the chaos. We're keeping green for now. Hallelujah. So we have Pavlov, Ignatenko, Kowalski, Meshkov, and Pavlov all by himself loses control. Ignatenko and Kowalski hit each other, and chaos. Okay, so officially the race had already stopped. So we have Pavlov, Ignatenko, Kowalski, Meshkov, Salazar in places 1 to 5. To all those who have been until here, thanks for following this ASMR version of the Nascar Fontana 200. Hopefully seeing you tomorrow in Craft for the Russell Cup. And until then, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other on the podium.